Hey everybody, I'm trying to get this camera here working. It's funny, when I set this camera up to do filming, all it is I'm sitting at a desk and I pull the drawer out on the desk and I have a selfie stick and a C-clamp. The C-clamp's holding the selfie stick to the drawer, and then my phone's in the selfie stick. So I'm just adjusting things here a little bit. That seems pretty good. It's just like, like when you see directors doing this kind of stuff. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I'm going to do it just so it looks like I know what I'm doing. Hope everybody's okay today. It's Friday. Week's coming, drawing to a close. It got really cold in here last night. I'm playing a song, but man, my hands are feeling like ice. Give me a second here just to warm these old joints up here. I had a great time yesterday. I did a fun interview at 4 o'clock, but then at 5 o'clock we did this fan room live, and it was really fun. I think we ended up going for 3 hours or longer. It was amazing, but it's nice on those kind of things where I'm actually getting to see people, and it's not just names, but a few people came on who are in the clubhouse, and I actually got to connect with them visually, which was pretty cool. It'd be nice to do more things like that. But it was fun. It was really fun. It's nice. I just like when people want to have dialogues with it. And the thing that was wonderful, kind of the highlight of it for me, was one of my earliest videos after I finished, when I started this channel, and I kind of got through the Phil Collins songs and stuff. Then I told a story about a family that I met in Glasgow on the way to Ireland way back in 1990. And it was a mother and her 3 daughters and her little boy. Adele was the mother and the little boy was David. Well, it was so great yesterday because Adele and David both came on. And it was so great to see them. David was the last one to come in, and the thing. And this guy comes on. It's David, and so where are you calling from? I mean, when I met him, I think he had just turned 5 years old, and he's 35 now. And it blew my mind. It was so great, though. This is one of the neatest families I've ever known, and it's been really wonderful to have had this ongoing relationship with them over all these years. We've stayed in touch, and I saw them last time we were in Dublin, and they were there. It was great. So I really had a great time with that. And but it was a bunch of really, really cool people on that, and that for me has really been one of the nicest things really to come out of this entire pandemic is connecting with people. I mean, I've always felt a connection with people, and I've always tried to be accessible and hang as much as I possibly could. But when you're really cranking and touring and in the studio, all that, it's not as easy. But suddenly, with the opportunity of no work going on for a year, it opened up other possibilities, and I'm forever going to be appreciative of what this year's brought me on that level. I mean, I'm never going to downplay the terrible things that this past year and continuing time has brought to humanity and to everybody that I come in contact with. But I'm always trying, if possible, to also see a light at the end of the tunnel and not just darkness all the time, or the light at the end of the tunnel is a train coming at you. So, oh God, that just reminded me of a story. When I was in college, and I was an art major, I was studying one of the courses I was studying was printing, and I went to college at the time was San Fernando Valley State College, which became Cal State Northridge as time went on. But above the college, kind of west from the college and up in the hills, it was really rural up there. They filmed a lot of old Western cowboy movies up there, and it still felt pretty wild like that. But there was a railroad that went through that area. And I got it in my mind to go up and investigate things. And I went up there with printing paper and ink and rollers and everything. And I started doing prints off of railroad track. Because you look at a railroad track and it looks glossy and smooth. But when you really get down into it, it's incredibly pitted from use. And so I was sitting there inking track and laying paper out and doing rubbings. And the patterns were really amazing. It was really pretty incredible. So I was having the greatest time. And there was a tunnel near there. So I decided, well, I'm going to go see what's, investigate this. And a friend of mine from school, he was up there with me. We were both kind of doing similar things. Because I went through a whole period where I was doing prints. I was cutting records up and using the records as a block, and just doing patterns with just pieces of records and stuff. You're just, you don't know what you're doing, so you're just experimenting with everything. But we hiked into the tunnel just to go to the other side, see what it was going to be, and it turns out this tunnel was really long. And about halfway through this tunnel, all of a sudden, it lit up. And there was a train coming in the other end. And man, we looked at each other, freaking out. Because this thing was moving pretty good. It was a freight train, but it was moving at a good clip. There was no way we were going to outrun this thing to get back out of the tunnel. And you hear stories, these old wives' tales. That like when you're in a tunnel like that there will be suction will be created and you'll be sucked right under the train. And man, we got up against the side of this tunnel, just plastered ourselves against it as tight as we could. And I swear that train must have been within a foot of us going by. And it was a long train. I mean, it felt like we were there for a year. We were probably there for 5 minutes or something, those plastered against this wall. But, it was a trip, and I actually have no idea how I got on this discussion here. But let's move on at this point. I'm going to squeak a little for you. Percussionists can make a career out of that kind of a sound. I just become annoying. I don't know. I picked the wrong thing, but and getting back, and then a train related thing to this was one of the things that with this beautiful family from my video kind of culminated in David wanting a train. He was a little kid, and he wanted a train, and he eventually got the train that he wanted. I think that Christmas, and then when I saw them. On Phil's last tour, he brought me the train that he wanted. Let me show you this. I look at it every day. It's sitting right in front of me here, and it's a Thomas the Train. Now, David thought I was Santa Claus when we met, when he was a little kid, and this is so cute. Here's the Thomas the Train. So they put my name on this side, Santa over here. And then he dated it. And I am going to treasure this forever. I mean, it's a little train, but this has so much meaning to me, and I'm so thrilled. So I look at it every day. It's just sitting here on the windowsill right in front of me. Those are the kind of things on the road that really bring the most meaning to me, is those kind of connections are just... mean the world to me. So I'm going to move on. I'm sticking around James Taylor a little bit longer, but I'm going to skip over to Gorilla today. Now, I don't believe I've done this song before. I don't recall doing it. If I'm wrong, well, tough. I'm going to do it again. And this was always a crowd pleaser whenever we did this live, and it evolved into like the end of this, the record ends, but when we would do it live, it went into a big breakdown section. He would get the audience singing along and everything. It was really, really great, but this is a more concise album version. And the song is the great Holland Dozier in Holland, How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. And when I was thinking about that, and I was writing down a few credits here, I was thinking, oh God, Lamont Dozier. When we did the video for Phil Collins's Wish It Would Rain Down, Lamont Dozier is the one playing the upright piano on that, because he did some stuff with Phil. And but the Holland Dozier Holland were remarkable. You know, they're like Carole King, Jerry Goff, and you know, I mean, all these great songwriting teams. They're one of the great songwriting teams too. And we did this in '75, or at least it was released in '75. But I'm pretty sure we did it in '75. It's another one of those albums. There's a ton of people on the album, and hopefully the credits that I'm seeing here, because one thing confused me a bit on this, but because it's Cooch, Danny Korchmar on guitar, and myself and Clarence McDonald on keyboards, and Russ on drums, Kunkel, and David Sanborn on sax, and Carly Simon singing background. But they also list in Wikipedia, they were also listing Jim Keltner on drums. They had Russ and Keltner. Now, I don't recall two drums or why they have that on there, but who am I to argue with Wikipedia? And it's Lenny Waronker and Russ Titleman produced it, and Lee Hirschberg engineered it. And I'm going to play it. So here we go. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. Hold on. Damn thing timed out while I was talking. Let me see if this is going to work. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. There you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. David Sanborn. would have broken down and it would have, but the record goes on. Just like honey to the bee, baby. We're done. We are done with it. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I'm just taking liberties with it. The record was somewhat not conservative, but restrained. When we were doing it live, man, it rocked the house. It was like so strong, and we really loosened it all up, and it was great. One of the really strong songs of the set. So I might see what else is on Gorilla. I mean, this whole period of stuff with JT, Flag, all this. I loved all these albums, so I'll keep visiting them, and hopefully won't be blocked with it. It's just a crapshoot when you're dealing with Warner Brothers on a lot of stuff. So I'm Warner's, or whoever's handling all this stuff. So I'm going to hope for the best on that. But let's see what else is going on here. Just busy work today. So I've got a few people have sent me tracks to do. So I think I'm going to spend some time and work on those. I might take the boys out for a spin before I commit to putting some headphones on and getting to work in here. And then I got to go to the post office, drop off a couple more books that got ordered, sent off a bunch of T-shirts yesterday. In my retail world that I'm living in, man, it's just not what I ever expected to be doing. God, I love this space. So I'm going to wish everybody a fabulous day. More and more people are contacting me. I'm loving when people are writing in the chat windows and all that, saying they've gotten their shots, their first shots, or they've done both their shots. I think that's great. I keep thinking about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is going to be really great for, I think, the homeless population and people living on the streets, where they can maybe send medical crews through and give people a shot and not have to track them down for a second shot. Because those are such toxic environments for all these people. They can't distance, the sanitation's an issue. I mean, it's the most terrible thing to live in living in Los Angeles, and you see so many encampments everywhere, under bridges and in parks, and it's just, it's tough. And so, I mean, if they can get one shot out to these people and give them some safety from this, man, it'll be wonderful. So I'm going to get going here, take care of a whole bunch of goodies, and move on with the day. And just wish you all the best on your day. I'll be back tomorrow's. Maybe I'll figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's my live stream, FaceTime. I mean, not live stream. It's my FaceTime and Skype day with Clubhouse members, and it looks like I'm going to be going from maybe 7:45 in the morning till maybe about 6 or 7 at night. Now, and there's a lot of people have signed on. It makes for a long day with no breaks in it at all, but I really dig it. I really enjoy getting a little time to talk to everybody, and it's been fun because it's not all like, technical questions from bass players and stuff. There's all kinds of people involved in this, and I'm finding out a lot about their lives. We're sharing life experience. I mean, I'm happy to answer questions about anything, but it's really cool. All these things have evolved. It's like, I was talking to my sister again because she had sent me the thing talking about how many videos there have been, and she said like the first videos were like 4 minutes, just the song and done, and how it's all kind of evolved. And it's really been an evolution for me on so many levels doing this and meeting people. And the more time we've all spent hanging and talking, the more kind of involved in life, each other's lives we've become. And It's great. I love it. So my usual thank you to everybody, teachers, doctors, everybody who's out there working in public, in contact with the public, are during this past year have been truly heroic to me, putting themselves in harm's way to try to keep society moving as best they can. So thank you as always, and when you go out there, mask up, keep distances, wash your hands, and just do what's, even if you think a lot of it's really not right, do it for the community to feel better. When you go home, you do what you want to do, but when you go out there in public, just think that we're all in this together, so do what makes everybody else feel good. And that's all we can hope for, and there's a light, like I said. Oh, that's how it was. It was the light at the end of the tunnel. That's how I got into the trains. Holy crap. Jesus. Well, it's all still there. It's just it's scrambled at times. I'm making a kind of a mental frittata going on here. So I'm going to get to work, and I will see you all tomorrow. So I wish you all the very best. And until then, I'm going to reach over, hit this, and go bye-bye.